All right.
Now, I wanted to show you. Let me get them up on the screen here. There's some interesting numbers for AEW, and not in a good way, for AEW.
I did not like the show, by the way. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, so look down at this chart here. So here's the quarterly year-by-year change, and 18 to 49. So Dynamite, since quarter 2 last year, has consistently lost 18 to 49 viewers. Now look at WWE, plus 23, plus 39, plus 47, plus 51. They're gaining the coveted demo or whatever, and AEW is consistently losing them on Dynamite every quarter.
But what is
I think WWE's been writing better.
Yeah, they have.
If you see DI, Dynamite's been losing these 18
The
to
second
49 numbers.
second one, DI.
Yeah, this one here.
Right. Okay.
So, and actually this one too. Well, that's the P2 plus, but yeah, the 18 to 49 is what I was talking about.
Well, bro, the show's been boring. I'm not being there. People keep saying that, like, anytime you criticize anything about the show, then people call you a hater.
Well, Shane Jackson said it yesterday when he was on the show. You can't criticize the show because they just come at you.
Right.
Deal. What's it good? What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Not every show's gonna be good.
The funniest thing about this, this was hysterical because, like, they were advertising this, and even the wrestling dirt sheet sites were advertising this. This show is a stacked show.
Right.
I was looking at the card of that. I didn't want to bring that up because I knew I'd have 50 comments from AEW fans.
What was the final number, Joe?
Right, exactly.
It was 837.
What was it last week?
891. 891.
Whoa, I rest my pace.
Right. They lost.
There was, bro, I'll tell you the biggest state for me just watching the show top to bottom, and we're going to get into it in a minute. Bro, MJF, nobody does promos like him. Nobody brings excitement. He's sorely missed, okay?
Right.
There's nobody taking his spot. Nobody. That was really big to me. There was nobody that came out and called that, wow, this is there was nobody that was really that over like MJF.
But let's talk about it because I want to start off with something very glaring right at the bat with their fan base. Dude, Bully Ray tweeted, okay, when we get to the segment, we're going to talk about it because Bully Ray tweet is very interesting, right? So, so it starts off with this is the problem with their show, okay? Their fan base puts over every segment, and will explain why this segment is good regardless. Like, you can sit there and say, like, I didn't get it, and you'll have a bunch of people explaining the nuance and stuff, which the nuance which I don't see, because it just comes across as very, like, a lot of this stuff.
Can I just interject one thing? Obviously, we don't have it. If you can get them, Joe, from what are the guys you get this from? Mason and what do they got?
Oh, Brandon Thurston. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Brandon Thurston. If you can get from Brandon Thurston the digital numbers, I would also like to see those too. Okay. Right. We're seeing on TV, which is one of the metrics that they use, they're going down. There's a reason. We've been saying. Okay. You know, they were overing at a time at 900,000. Now they're kind of at 750 kind of.
Right. Well, then, yeah, like I said, that they can't get over 900. They don't have a fan base for 900,000 people.
Here's the YouTube number.
Unless it's something really important and they've gotten all the important pops, there's not very many left. But go ahead.
Right.
And don't forget the cage match voter rating for the show was a 6.37
out of what, 10?
Yeah.
I wonder if he brings that up. Bring that up. Disco, please bring that up. Please bring that up.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick because I want to break this. This starts off because Joe looks very good. He comes out, this is the problem with their show. Okay, and this is the glaring difference between the two shows. This is why one show does well, the other one doesn't. Bro, every promo is centered on the exact same premise. I want to win my match against you. I want to win the belt. Nothing about any personal issue that you have with yourself, but just like it's just I want to beat you. So Joe comes out,
and if you try to take it from me, I'm going to choke you out.
Hook comes out. Hook comes into Joe, and Hook holds the microphone very weird. You see how he holds the mic with his hand up?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Bro, instead of holding with his elbow down, Konnan, he holds his elbow like remember Joe Morton?
He's just trying to be different in every single way, from his promos to his hair
to the way he rolls in the ring.
Everything. Right. He's just trying to be totally different from everybody else.
So this is a recurring theme on this show, and this is, for the past few weeks now. So Hook comes in the ring. He said, listen to this verbiage. Hook said Joe won last week and he lost. He offered Joe a handshake, which Joe accepted. Hook pulled in Joe close and said he didn't know when or where, but he will see him again. Joe said he bets he will see Hook again, but then told him he goes to the back of the line. Then Joe called for security to move Hook from the ring. That the security guards came in and Hook just started attacking them and tossing them. And bro, the work from the security guards was atrocious. The third security guard walked in with his hands going, hey, stop. Like, the guy just, it was very, it was just stupid, right? And I'm just thinking, I was looking at this segment, I was like, okay, how would I have written this segment differently, right? Certainly the verbiage would have been more heated, more insulting for Joe, but why did Joe tell the guy, why did Joe say, Joe literally left the ring and told security to remove him from the ring?
Because in their mind was, let's continue to make look Hook tough by beating up 3 guys that look like the Keystone Cops, if everybody remembers then. Security never gets over. The last guy was paler than Joe. That's possible. It just went in there like Gumby. Hey, just throw me around too. And he just, okay, so he threw around 3 security guards that everybody beats up. How tough was that? And it wasn't even like beating him up. It was just a suplex. It was almost like when they threw Bailey out of the ring and she just stayed there. What did he do that made you not be able to get up? He hit you with a suplex? And it was a dangerous one at that. It's so hokey, bro. It had really no heat. He really didn't even have heat coming out. I was not impressed. I was like, this is the best you could do in your opening segment?
Right. Let me give you a perfect example.
And I'm a Joe, and I like Hook.
This is the way, and this would have gotten, first of all, the crowd, there is.
They were into it.
Well, listen to it.
And this is the opening segment when they should be hot.
Let me make a statement. Savannah has always been a flat town. It's a coastal town. Every time I've gone there, there's never been any energy in the arena. It was terrible. Just like last night. Bro, there was a lot of silence in the arena last night for the show because there weren't anybody there and it's a dead crowd. Bro, this segment, if you wanted to get Hook to get a pop here, if you wanted to make this get some value out of the segment, this should have been done exactly like that segment that Miz and Gunther did. When remember Gunther was bullying him and pushing him, finally Miz fought back and everything, and that ended up and it ended up with the baby face hitting the heel with the thing and getting the pop and then walking on. That should have been how this segment would played out, right? So
100%.
Right. So
this was Kylie Lane. I don't know why Joe's shaking his hand. Number 1, number 2. He didn't really come out to a big pop, which I thought he would. Maybe because it's Savannah, but a lot of people don't know.
It just did flat town.
It was okay. So flat town. He comes out and doesn't say anything that makes you want to see them, and he didn't do anything that makes you want to see them. He should have left Joe Lane.
Right.
And beating up 3 security guards, which everybody knows anybody else beats up. Women can beat them up. Probably Tony Khan could go out there to beat them up. They never get any heat. That would be good if they had a security crew that had heat.
But, bro, because here, okay, I'm going to...
Remember they had that security team in TNA?
Those, who was it? The red shirt guys.
The red shirt guys, yeah.
Joe, what's his name? And Kevin, Joe Legend and Kevin, what was the guy's name? Kevin,
Quinn?
No, Kevin, I forget. But
I think you were right.
Kevin, no, Kevin Northcutt. Kevin Northcutt.
Yeah. Okay, so but let me make another point here too of why this should have mirrored the way the Miz and Gunther did theirs that time. The storyline of that, the last time these when they were in the ring, okay, Joe was bullying him. The kid fought back, fought from underneath. Then after the match, the kid kept coming back for more. They should have literally picked up from that, but then Adam Page had to come out and help him, right? Bro, they should have picked up that storytelling from the point that they left off, and Hook should have been coming back for more here. Like he wanted to fight him. He wanted to, and Joe starts bullying him, and then Hook Hook gets another comeback against him and lays him out. That should have been this. Like if they were doing logistical storytelling, that's the way this story should have progressed. You know, that he was getting bullied by the guy, and he kept coming back and wanted to fight. He kept coming back. And
bro, how cool would it have been, Disco? And I know if we sat down and we had time, like they had a whole week to write this out.
Right.
Imagine, because we've never seen this. Imagine if he was pumping Hook and maybe even clotheslined him from behind and was really getting heat on him, and Tad rolled out for the first time and got in Joe's face. That place would have gone nuts. And Tad tells his dad, and he tells his dad, I got this. Right. And his dad leaves the ring, and Hook ends up leaving Joe lane. That ain't good storytelling in heat. They couldn't have done that.
And instead, you have 3 jabroni bad actors, security guards get beat up by 100 X-Pac, right?
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll meet with Joe.
Well, here's an attendance thing, because you're talking about attendance and responses. They only sold 2,187 tickets. Now, last 4,000, and last the summer of 2022, same event, same building, 3,700. So they lost plus over 1,500. Yeah.
85% or almost half their audience.
Well, we've given the reasons why. Their attendance is really bad. That's
so for some
another metric.
Right. So for some inexplicable reason, storytelling here, Hangman Adam Page is wrestling Penta for the simple fact that Tony just loves to put Penta on TV in long matches and beat him. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So when I thought Penta and Hangman came out, is exactly what I thought. Penta will give up a good fight. They'll do some good false finishes and Hangman will go over. And then I figured out that formula. I'm sure a lot of other people have. That's exactly what happened.
The result was not in doubt, unfortunately.
Never doubt. But let me tell you that this is how lame the storytelling's got it. Okay, and I'm not being a hater. I'm just giving you guys some facts here. The announcers are literally talking about that the reason these guys are wrestling could really make them move up in the rankings. A win. That's what they were talking about during this match. Like a win will really help the Shed move up in the rankings. Like, look, first, bro, the announcers were literally trying to sell the rankings the entire show, right? And I was sitting there, like halfway through the show, I was like, are they ever going to maybe show the rankings at some point? They keep talking about the rankings and they're never even showing the rankings. Like, could you imagine like in college football? Okay, they were talking about, we got Michigan versus Georgia this week. This will really help them move up in the rankings. Okay, what are they ranked?
I have a feeling that the rankings is Tony's baby, and he doesn't want to admit it ain't working.
Well, you got to show what the rankings are at some point. You can't just
even if they show they're not working. I'm kidding. You don't got to tell they show the rankings or not. This is not a real sport. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, by the way, Abraham Abrahantis is making very difficult.
Poor guy.
It makes it difficult to cheer Penta.
Right.
When this guy's acting annoying and rings, so like, Seattle. Try to
the fight man thing on the mat.
Yeah.
He's got poor guy. And he's got kind of cheap work.
Right. So afterwards, so let me give you the gist of this. Okay. So Cassidy's interviewed backstage. He was asked about Roderick Strong challenging him in a match at Revolution. Cassidy says he's willing to face him last week, but he'll face him at the pay-per-view. So Cassidy said, what's he going to do in the meantime? I'm just going to keep on wrestling. This was hysterical. And I wonder if this, like, they told him to say this, or he, like, literally is talking about how lame this stuff is. Cassidy said he asked Tony Khan to put some of his friends and enemies in a match on Rampage, and then he will defend the title against the winner on Collision. Cassidy said he had to go because Trent Beretta was going to face Wardlow. Cassidy asked Paquette if she saw Wardlow. And, he said a lot of meat, Paquette responded. So, this is so, I mean, like I said, there's no character development. These promos, all they do is talk about, like, okay, I'm going to have my friends wrestle some enemies in a match, and I'll pick on the winner. Like, all right, who gives a... This was one of the best segments of the show. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson were shown walking backstage. Guy handed on some format sheets, and they're approached by Alex Marvez. Nick said Marvin should show them more respect called by the passport names of Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. I thought that was funny.
Like last week, right?
Right. He said they're two surviving.
You like
I like. I like
it looks a little bit like young Johnny Depp. Yeah,
I like it. I like what they're doing. It's all right now, but then once they get used to doing this on a weekly basis, their characters can probably get even a lot better than what they're doing.
Plus, you like what they're wearing? It's very kind of
right.
With the beret and
yeah. He said backstage morale is through the roof, and to credit for taking care of the catering problem. And Dante Martin and Darius Martin showed up, and even though they just got there, they accused them of showing up late. The man asked for the credentials, and next time he threatened to find them. They said they were just joking, and they gave him fist bumps, and they noted that they had just arrived at the building.
Didn't I just say that last week? If they start the talent, they'll get heat.
Right. Yeah. So Trent Beretta and those guys came out to literally cricket reaction.
Right.
It was quiet. Like it was literally quiet. Wardlow beats him. Wardlow beats him up. Wardlow stands over him like he beats him with the power.
You're muted out of nowhere, Di.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're good now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So Wardlow stands over him. The baby face is coming to protect him. You have the one heel standing over 4 baby faces, and the other heels are rings on the apron, like laughing at them, and basically the Trent Beretta and his crew and Cassie just got completely punked here. Is about the only way to describe this. What do you think about this?
I agree with everything you said. I thought the same thing as I was watching it, and I'm going to add to it that first of all, Wardlow kind of looks like a J Brown coming out with those other 2 guys because they look like J Browns. Okay, would you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Number 2, bro. Beretta should have lasted that long if you're trying to reset Wardlow. But of course, they had to show that Beretta's tough and he's not a topper. And, I did not like this. Wardlow, to me, not getting anything out of this so far.
Right. What was I going to tell you? Okay, so next is I guess the announcer is going to be some type of eliminator match or something next week. I don't know. So Renee Paquette had a sit-down interview on the segment on the stage with Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm. Storm was excellent in this. Okay, she's very comfortable on the mic in her role.
I like when she references something that's like, but she kind of just references like she's like, and then I have a new room massage at such and such a time.
Right. So Storm said Purrazzo was recently body shamed and said it was ridiculous because there's so much more to shame about Purrazzo. I mean, she accused Purrazzo of using their friendship to get a title shot. Storm said Purrazzo might be the greatest technical wrestler in the world. By the way, it's like any wrestler today that's calling themselves the best technical wrestler in the world, it's like that's nobody gives a about that.
Even Toni Storm said it.
Right. So, but if she steps in the ring with her, she would twist her lips so hard she would need an epidural. Purrazzo said she didn't come to AEW to make friends. It said she was in AEW to become the world champion, and said the champion needs to be her friend, and she has no problem earning her opportunity. Purrazzo says she doesn't want to wrestle the delusional sham that Storm is now. She wants to face this Storm who lived in her house and was one of the best in the world. Purrazzo begged Storm to dig deep and find that version of herself, and Purrazzo told Storm to look at her ankles and it probably looks a lot like hers. Purrazzo showed off her tattoo, and then Storm showed off her matching tattoos. Then Storm threw her shoe at Purrazzo, who then threw one back at her. Then Purrazzo put Storm down and went for the finishing hold, but May pulled Storm away, and Purrazzo tried to kick May, who moved, causing Luther to take the kick. And then Storm and Ray ran backstage while Purrazzo picked up the title belt, raised it overhead before tossing towards Luther. Now,
did the matching tattoos get you excited for the eventual showdown?
No, but let me make a great point that Bully Ray made, and he's getting completely attacked by the AEW fans just for bringing this up, and they're trying to explain it to him, right? He says, okay, what's the deal with the matching tattoos? Please give me a story. I want to know why they have matching tattoos.
And what was the tattoo?
Okay, that's the point. This is their lack of storytelling. They literally said, okay, we used to live together and we got matching tattoos.
Yeah.
All right, well, you could probably go with some context here and tell some stories and stuff, and like that do a little bit deeper dive into what it was like living with each other, and you could air agreement, talk about it.
Yeah, we were both broke. We only had $20 left, and we He'd give us matching tattoos, and we promised that we'd always be friends, whatever. Something.
Right, tell this.
Oh, we have matching tattoos.
Even
Right.
Commentary didn't seem to know really what to do with it because all Shivani did was go, matching tattoos?
They're not telling any stories. They're just telling, okay, we got matching tattoos and we live together.
Very lazy.
Oh, what was that like? Like, could you imagine that if we said, like, hey, yo, yeah, hey, me, yeah, I see Konnan. Yeah, hey, me and Konnan, we used to drive together. Right. Okay, that's only what. Okay, what was that like? Well, I would make all the reservations for the best. We tell the story about them being late. They're like, bro, we tell a story about like the story. They just say, okay, we live together, we got tattoos. All right.
Yeah, is that enough? Is that enough for the young fans?
Bro,
not enough for me.
It's enough for AEW fans because AEW fans are defending this as like, oh, that's a storyline. They got matching tattoos, so they must be like really. It's like, okay, yeah, okay, they're really tight. You can explain.
Right.
That's storytelling. Explain the story. So,
yeah, I need to circle back, if you will, to Raw real quick.
Oh,
if you talked about this, that's my bad that I didn't hear it. Did you mention that Hulk Hogan had a video and talked about a return?
Oh, I thought it was just, I don't know. He had a video, but I thought he was just putting people over.
He said, you never know who's going to show up. You never know. I might have one left in me, pointing at himself about the Rumble. Now, I don't think he's coming back, but, people are treating it that way.
You never know. He may come out and get the punch.
But it's not that hard. Yeah, right. I'll come in, tear off his shirt, and then some heel like Gunther throws him out.
Can he take the bump, though, over the top?
For if they pay him $100,000.
Iron Street. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you can do anything for the right amount of money at any age. Look at me.
Right, he could be standing on the apron and they push him off. That's it.
All right,
right. Or he lands on the apron and like he rolls. They kick him and he rolls to the floor. Whatever, Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So Swerve.
Can't do that.
Swerve.
What are we talking about? Because I wanted to say something about what we were talking
about. Deonna Purrazzo, and so we were talking about
and Tony.
Here's the big thing about Purrazzo right off the bat, which makes her a star. Over 95% of the girls already there. You know what it is?
What?
She looks like a star.
I don't think she does.
I think she does.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too harsh, but
okay, if you don't, that's cool. That's your opinion.
She's got a bit of a belly.
That's cool. But
it might be cool, but that's cutting. If she was fit and like a little bit thinner, I would absolutely say yes, she's a star. But she literally has a belly, and she's having to cover herself up more than she has to, even though she's wearing nice clothes.
You just made sports Kita, buddy.
I'm just making that's a visual picture that I think a lot of 18 to 34-year-old males can plainly see too. Okay,
yeah, like she's a little bit to lose that belly.
She can get it a little.
She looks like a star, and she comes up as a star.
She could absolutely be a star if she puts in the effort to cosmetically improve her look a little bit. Yes, I say she absolutely can. I think that is holding her back. That's my take. All right, but she speaks good too. Her promo
does, and she looks like a star.
Right. Okay. So next is mind you here, Swerve Strickland, Adam Page, and Wardlow are the three guys that are like next up in Joe's.
No, wait a minute. Then they have a backstage promo with Mox.
I know you're talking right. No. I'm talking. I got to go about backtracking before I get this. Okay, Swerve, Wardlow, and Page are all the guys that are in what's his name, Crosshairs.
Right.
That's a story they're trying to tell, and none of them forwarded their story so far with Page and think they just said random matches against random people with wins. Okay,
that's a good point.
And they're going to do it next week too, Di, because the thing you mentioned.
We'll get to this.
Well, they started this week, Joe.
Yeah.
So Johnny TV and Ty Valkyrie delivered a promo backstage, and Valkyrie said they're the most TV-ready couple in AEW. Valkyrie took issue with Deonna Purrazzo trying to cut in line. Said she knows Purrazzo very well and will face her on Dynamite next week and send her to the back of the line. Like, okay, there's another thing too. Okay, you know her very well. Put some context in it.
Right.
Maybe tell a minute story how well you know her. Like you're there. I know you very well.
Yeah, I know you.
All right.
You took my title. I took you. They both were AAA champions.
Right.
Donna took the title from her and she took it back. You could have brought that.
Exactly.
And plus, Ty's never really been given a chance. All I see when I see that and the match is coming is that they're just feeding her to Deonna. And it's like,
percent. And Taya and Johnny just at that 20-second thing, they look like superstars.
Right.
You can't tell me they look like stars.
No, they always do. Yeah, especially together.
So another random match here, Swerve against Jeff Hardy. They gave him a bunch of time, and Swerve goes over. So, I don't really know what else to say about
that. Was a little, as I like to always say from a fan's perspective, looked a little clunky to me, those two guys. I don't think they've probably never worked before, and it looked a little...
Poor Jeff. I saw on Rampage, and he lost that Darby Allin. He's just doing jobs, bro, which is kind of a shame because he deserves a little better.
All right. So this is hysterical. By the way, I missed this line. This explains a lot coming up. So Paquette attempted to interview Hangman Page backstage. You know what he said? So, do you remember what he said here?
No.
Remind me.
I'm 3-0 this year.
Yeah, he did say that. He said it twice, I think.
I'm 3-0 this year.
Boy.
Bro, they're saying this like I think that the boys are kind of like frustrated with this lame creative, and they're kind of just highlighting it kind of like almost as like, because that sounds funny. I'm 3-0.
He brought up the fact that he lost to him last year. He's like, this is a new year, not 3-0.
All right, dude. So now, so what's her name brings the point. I missed this line. She said the rankings will be released at the end of the month. All right, so there we go. So next week we're gonna actually. Are we gonna? How many days are there in January, Joe? 30 or 31?
It's 31, I think, ain't it?
Is it? There's back-to-back 31-day months?
Well, yeah, January has 31 days, and February has... Yeah.
I thought December has 31, and January has 31?
January has 31.
Yeah.
This is a neat one. It's an extra day, bro.
Yeah, on the 29th. Okay, so they're going to introduce the rankings at the end of the month, which is next Wednesday. So we're gonna get the rankings.
And like Konnan said, then there's 29 days.
So Swerve and Nana showed up, and Swerve pointed out Swerve pointed out that he's unbeaten this year, and as Paige and Pace said, I'm 3-0, and then
he's unbeaten
last
1 month in the year.
Okay? They said it's new year, new me. Oh, that's funny. Paquette informed Paige and Swerve they'll be in the dealer's choice matches next week, meaning they will choose each other's opponents. All right, so you ready for the next one? So, Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. Red Velvet's kind of interesting because she kind of brings it with her offense. Like her strikes and stuff, she kind of like brings it a little bit, right? But they try to do these, they get ahead of their skis and doing spots, and she looks kind of clumsy. Looks like she tried, like you said, they try to do lucha and they try to do too much, but this is all right. But the women consistently on the show, like, very rarely nail the finish. Like, the finish is always kind of like this. The finishing sequence is consistently sloppy with the women on the show. Have you noticed that, Konnan? Like, there's always like the finish isn't hit well.
100%.
Yeah, and it's that's the last thing you see in these matches. Like what's her name? The Sky Blue or whatever her name is does that a lot. Just like the finishes are not technically proficient like they should be. But the right girl went over. They're trying to push Thunder Rosa. So she looked pretty cool with her outfit.
So I think
she looked like a star. Yeah,
and her graphics are great. That Katrina from Mexico, which is a thing from the Day of the Dead.
No, it's a different topic. So good.
So Velvet's another one that's kind of small, and sometimes it's hard to believe her offense. And she's another one that does a lot of lucha moves, and half of them don't look like she's practicing before, does them very well. Thunder Rosa's return has been mega underwhelming. Okay, I think they're putting her up to go against Julia Hart, who I do not find interesting at all, and I'm not interested in that match. That was going.
Yeah.
So there's been a statement released by a spokesperson for Vince.
What do you say?
And it says, this lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth. He will vigorously defend himself.
All right. Let's see.
Well, what do you expect them to say?
Right.
And I've never heard anybody say, yeah, I'm guilty.
And I've read...
the justice will show that I'm right, and then when the justice shows they're wrong, they go, well, I'm going to appeal this because the justice is wrong. Well, remind you.
Yeah, it's been reported before that I think when the other news came out that Vince admitted to a physical relationship with this girl, so that is reality, that there's definitely something there, but I guess he's saying all the rest of it's...
And maybe she is overstating it, and it didn't happen like that because she wanted to get paid. We're going to find out.
Right, yeah. Like I said, this is the early embryonic stages of the story. I'm not going to be my different. Another month. You're the people that wait until they decide on things are the ones that end up on the right side of the conversation.
Right.
I'm not going to.
You're going to have everybody jumping to conclusions right now.
Other than reads,
with only having 10% of the opinion is the lowest form of, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Here's my statement.
Of knowledge. Okay?
From reading what I've read from this, the allegations are damning and outrageous.
Right.
That's about the best way I could describe this. Okay.
Right.
So next is so Thunder Rosa goes over. We do a okay, so this was lame because like this was set up so weird because Darby and Sting come out. They basically, Darby just, pumps Sting up, tells him they're 27-0 as tag team champions, and actually wanted to end his career in AEW as an AEW tag team champion. And Sting told the crowd that he is all in, and they hugged. Then he dropped the mic and walked out. But let me finish. I'm going to tell you back to back here.
Yeah.
So then they go backstage, and Ricky Starks and Big Bill accept. Right. I'm like, bro, why did this would have been much better in ring face to face? They would have gone. Maybe he's up there. Fuck yeah, it's like So, but instead it was just two very lame promo segments back to back.
And let me tell you what it reminded me of. It reminded me a lot of the Nia Jax, Becky Lynch. Bro, all they ever do is put Sting over. We all love Sting, but it's the same over and over. He's a legend. He's 27. Okay, we get it. Yeah, they did nothing, absolutely nothing that made me want to see this match. These guys could have gone in there that stayed in Darby Lane.
Right. Yeah.
How hard it got to do.
Okay, let me make a great point here. Bro, we've gone through, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4 matches, okay? And there's no heat on the show at all yet.
Yeah, and there's nothing that interests me. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. So even like Deonna Purrazzo didn't get left lane,
Right.
Like she put Toni Storm. There's no heat on the show so far.
Right.
So then we do
Kevin Sullivan and bring him in.
Yeah, the best Booker of Heat that I've ever seen, So the Acclaimed wrestle Brian Cage, Bishop Gunn, and Toa Leona for the trios titles. Brian Cage had his GMSI Get My Trunks on, which I'm not a fan of. He wrestles. He wrestles like he presents himself as like just a guy that has muscles out there. Like the Machine is not. He doesn't have any type of gimmick. Like he doesn't work a gimmick. He's a thigh slapper. He doesn't really get it.
Plus what
he should be like older guys out there.
He does get it, but he never wins. Number two, you when they were like 20 minutes left in the show when they came out. So this is gonna be a short match. I wonder if something went wrong. This was a really short match. They got beat again, the 3 biggest guys on the show, and I almost think that it's somebody there that might be Tony. He probably hates bigger guys, and when he was growing up, he hated the bodybuilder guy, and now he's making up for it by having every smaller guy beat them. But these guys should be used better. They're not. For the life of me, I don't know why, Brian. I actually asked him, I go, why are you painting your face? And he said, oh, because I painted it once and I went out, and everybody popped and said it was cool. Dude, it does not look cool. I don't what anybody tells me, all right? I can't believe somebody has not come up to you and said, bro, what did that do for you anyways? Just I don't understand. These guys get beat all the time.
You know what he looks like with the face paint? He looks like a muscled up indie worker that they just bring in to do jobs.
Like
that's kind of what the Argentine
Metal Maniac.
And we both like Brian. And we both like Brian as a person. We've always said he's a star.
Right.
But he does nothing to help his cause. Let's put it that way. Bro, somebody that looks like that is being used that way.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, so the finish of this match, the referee completely buried again. Prince Nana slid a chair inside the ring, and the referee had to act distracted. They took forever with the chair spot. And I don't know if Jay White took forever showing up, and Jay White comes out and pulls a chair away, but the referee had her back turned for like a full minute.
Yeah.
During it looked absurd, right? And they go over. Let me tell you, I like Anthony Bowens.
Right.
All right. Everything about his work, it looks really good, except he's an egregious thigh slapper, which makes me look like he doesn't know what he's doing. Because, dude, his all of his stuff was very solid. He just constantly. But he's doing this and the thigh slap. Boom.
I know. I've seen it. I can't believe that Billy Gunn hasn't told him anything.
I don't know, because the kid is very solid in the ring, except he just is.
Right.
So I'm like, come on, dude. You'd be so much. The top guys would want to work with you.
You don't need that.
You know? Yeah. All right, so then we do Serena D vignette. This is very. They've done 2 good weeks in a row of Serena D vignettes. These are actually very well.
Right.
Produced. Yeah, they're effective. Okay, so she puts herself over. She said anticipation is a powerful emotion.
She's got.
She jumped herself to. Yeah, she did a little character development here. I like it.
Because I think she uses one of my finishes, the tequila sauce.
She used that. Yeah.
So next we do Adam Cole against Minoru Suzuki, and the announcers are, bro. If you're watching this show and like you're a casual thing,
right? You want
the announcers talk about this trade. Who would have ever thought this match would happen? You're like, who? Like, I don't even know.
Well, they tried to sell it, but when you're a Adam fan, and like you say, and I have a lot of respect for Suzuki for everything he's done, and I know he's a tough guy. He just looks like an old man with a haircut. And bro, they stood in the ring and they exchanged forearms for like a minute. I was like,
no. The match was 9 minutes and 25 seconds. A full 3 minutes of that was probably them exchanging forearms. They're at different points in the match. Would you agree with that?
Pretty
at least so, but you know what they did? The only thing they did that I liked about it is they did the 1-2 with the forearms. They didn't do, I'm going to stand here, you hit me,
right?
I'm going to brush, they were exchanging back and forth, which is like, it looks better, so, but I
did like this. I did like Copeland putting over Suzuki when he beat him, and Suzuki just walking out. I did like that.
And I will say this.
Instead of giving him his hand like Hook and Joe.
Suzuki would hit him with a really good-looking forearm, and Copeland would sell it really well.
Yes,
like he hit the last one, it looked really good. He would do a good sell, right? Yeah, so that's it was better than the typical way they do this, but it still was like.
And I like that it was in a long match.
All right. So Copeland cut a promo on Cage after the match, and that was the end of the show. And there was two segments that were very long out. You know what? They cut this. You were talking about how like this match was short. There was only 20 minutes left of the show with the 2 matches left.
Yeah.
The out on the Trent Beretta match, bro. The amount of time it took from the time the match was over to the time they went to commercial must have been like 2.5-3 minutes. They showed them like standing around, walking. Same thing in this one. The match was over, and there was just a lot of dead time here. Then before they went to the show ended.
Let me tell you, when you look at the group of Cole, which is Cole, Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, I don't know what the other guy's name is, and Wardlow, bro, they don't look cool at all. They don't look like stars at all.
Yeah.
That's a big problem there. But anyways, I was not a big fan of the show. There was nothing here that I found like, what's next? There's nothing here I liked. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, they Joe looked good, but they botched the segment. And I like the young Bucks.
The young Bucks.
I like the progression of what they're doing. I'm interested.
I like the beret and the mustaches.
And that's about it, because everything else was just random matches with the guys who you thought would go over went over. And I don't really know how else more to describe the show.
And you said a big thing. There was absolutely no heat.
No heat. No heat. Literally, no heat. Yeah, I can't think of a heat. So, was there a heat spot on this show? No, like nobody got left laying or nobody got torched on the mic or So
Chris Allen had heat with me for keep dancing that dance and Swerve not telling it.
You know,
and nothing worse than a couple white guys.
Yes,
front row going like this.
I was gonna say that, dude. It's horrible.
Like the whole place is doing it. They like when like a play was really, really hot and we had scissors. You know, people were signing, the people dressed in pink, and you know what I'm saying? Like that was a movement.
Yeah,
this really is it.
This looked like a dad and his son badly dancing.
They're trying to find people to dance, and it's only a couple, and then looks whack.
Yeah.
I know I think I hate him. I don't. I just don't know him, and I don't think that adds anything. It's kind of funny at the beginning. It's kind of worn out its welcome to me.
Yeah.